Oh man! All right, give me a sec. The camera's off. But what's going on?
Oh no! Just yours?
No, both of them. Give me a sec.
Both of them? Oh hell!
Impromptu stream, y'all. This happens on impromptu stream.
This is what happens. Yeah, we are. This is not normally planned. We don't usually go live Monday, so appreciate everybody who's jumping in to hang.
Yes, sir.
We are not able to do, and maybe we'll put a community post up as well for more awareness, but we're not able to go live tomorrow. We had some late last minute scheduling conflicts. So we quickly talked. We were bouncing around ideas of what to do.
We've already been over on Thursday. We are both in Denver for a bachelor party. So we're both not going to be able to be here on Thursday. The members only stream on Wednesday is still on.
Yep.
And for those members that are in here right now, if you haven't had a one-on-one with us, you can still reserve your spot for Wednesday. But we wanted to make sure that we had at least one stream for y'all for the general public. So, welcome to the first Monday stream.
Is it the first? I feel like we've maybe...
It's the first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It might not.
Yeah. I don't remember. It doesn't happen that often.
No.
But appreciate everybody kind of swerving a little bit.
What's going on, Rojo? What's going on
with our schedule?
Rojo. What's going on, Alex?
There you go. What's going on, guys? Thanks for stopping in on Impromptu Monday stream. So yeah, things will be a little different this week, but also we'll be back in full force next week, which is when the NFL draft kicks off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're it's upon us.
No, man, I can't wait. I'm glad that this weekend kind of flew by because it's just 2 more days closer to the draft.
Let's get to it. I
don't know about you guys, but I'm already kind of penciling in who I'm hoping I'm going to get the chance to draft with the picks that I have. For our rookie drafts, but everything's going to be shaken up by the actual NFL draft, so it'll be interesting to see what the fallout from that is.
I'm looking for ways to acquire picks right now. I've only got like a couple. In one league, I've got I just traded my late first for Chase Claypool, but I still have a collection of like second and third round picks in this draft to use. So I have 5 total picks in this draft still. So I feel, I'm
in which one QB Superflex?
In the one quarterback league where I traded the 108 for Chase Claypool.
Okay.
So, I still got 5.
My mic low? I'm sorry, y'all. My mic is a little low.
Is it? I was able to hear you, but I guess it might be different on the stream. In the Superflex league, though, I only have 2 picks. So wouldn't hate trying to find a way to get some extra capital, but I won't force it just because the draft is upon us, see what happens.
Honestly, I'm torn between should I just stay pat or should I, because people are now getting very hype about the prospects that are coming out,
before we know
what
their
I can get
spots.
For the 201 or something like that. See what I can get for if I have 2 firsts. See what I can get for one of my firsts. See if I can move that into 2023. Because
it's
people
a double-edged
are now
sword,
getting attached to the prospects that they see now. And
but so are we. So are you individually. So
it's
a double-edged sword. Because you can sell those assets at peak value before we know their landing spot. But if their landing spot hits and you're still in a position to draft them, do you actually want to move that? It's a guessing. It's not a guessing game, but it's a
and if you're in a rebuild,
calculating, a lot of calculating,
any putting off of picks for a full year, just extends your rebuild. So
yeah,
it's a fine line to walk. But say in a hypothetical situation, if you could trade the 101 for Kyle Pitts,
like Alex has offered, then I gotta do that.
Second,
I gotta do that.
Yeah.
Is it tight end premium, Alex? Even if it's not,
I almost don't care.
I was gonna say,
what are you buying Pitts for in the middle of the season or at the end of last season? It's multiple firsts, right?
Multiple first-round picks.
So if you can get him for Breece Hall, I know Breece Hall is going to be great. Breece Hall is going to be great. But Kyle Pitts is already great.
At a position where it's more difficult, where players of his caliber don't come around very often. Still
longer
only,
shelf life?
Right, longer shelf life. He's already good at age 21. At a position that it usually takes players until their age 25, 26 season, depending on how long they've been in the league, to start to actually show up. He showed up by getting 1,000 yards receiving. That was his first impression.
Yeah, I mean, we're lucky if we get like 200 yards out of a rookie tight end. We're lucky if we get that. Like a player like Irv Smith, I think he just got to like 300 yards in his rookie season, and then in his sophomore season he got to 350, and a lot of that had to do with like Kyle Rudolph missing the last 4 games. And in one of those games that Kyle Rudolph missed, Irv Smith got like 9 targets and had 82 yards. Like 1,000 yards for a rookie tight end just doesn't happen, especially one that's 21 years old. Usually, like, maybe you might see that with a tight end that's coming in and is a little bit older, like 23, 24. But no, he's the unicorn. He is the unicorn.
We don't see that either. I mean, and to your point about, and not to just make it about Irv Smith, but generally, like young tight ends in general, a breakout is like 600 receiving yards in their third or fourth season. Look at
Dawson Knox. Dawson Knox was like a 500-yard, but getting 8 touchdown tight end, or has been for his whole career. And up till the past 2 seasons, he hasn't even been a touchdown scorer. He's just gotten to like 500 yards and been very involved in the offense. But 1,000 yards for a rookie who is 21.
Pitts is special.
Kelsey didn't do that. Gronk didn't do that.
Nope.
The list goes on. The only one who's done it, I believe, is Ditka.
So you're talking back to the 1940s, 50s.
Did Ditka play in the 50s?
Maybe
I thought
the 60s.
It was like 60s, something like that. But no, he's a unicorn, so he's worth the 101. And that's a win if that's all you have to pay to get him.
Yep. Breece Hall might be excellent for 5 years. Kyle Pitts should be great for 12.
Alex, I think I remember you mentioning that trade to us during the playoffs when you traded Pitts and CEH for Najee, and we were like, that's a lot to give up. So if you can swerve and turn that around and just give him the 101, give him Breece Hall for Pitts back, that evens it out a little bit. You get Pitts back on your team, and it was basically just a rental. So solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I would do that. I would if you can make it happen. I mean, if he comes back and asks for a little bit more, I would still ultimately do it, but that would be stealing.
And I mentioned Irv Smith because look out for it later in the week. We do have an Irv Smith video coming out because he is a huge 2022 sleeper for me. Which is weird because he has a terrible RAS, and I don't know. They completely goes against my process, But I mean, I can't ignore him. He's one of my favorite late round tight end
this year
investments this year. Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
Hey, we got a Super 8. Thanks, P. Diddy.
Okay, it was in the 1960s. Yeah. And yeah,
you were right.
P. Diddy, thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
How do you guys feel about Ayuk and Swift full PPR?
I love Ayuk. Buy Ayuk.
I love Swift.
Because
I love both of them.
I mean, I love Swift too, but Ayuk is, I would say Ayuk is, I mean, depends on your situation. If you're asking, is this redraft or do you have him on your dynasty team? If you have him on your dynasty team, hold Ayuk. You know, if you were like, I'm thinking about dangling Swift and I can get multiple firsts for him. Okay. You have my attention. I would keep Brandon Ayuk, not just because, for two reasons. And I'll use redraft as for the reasoning behind my argument for Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk was going in the 5th round of a lot of redrafts last year. Sometimes he was climbing into the 4th round. Had a weird season, was put in the doghouse a couple of times, ended up putting up the same, very similar stats that he had to his rookie year. And now his value is somewhere in the 8th round. Now Deebo Samuel's name is being thrown out there in trade rumors. How much do I actually attribute that to being legitimate? Not much, but it's out there. Deebo wants to get paid. San Francisco, at least right now so far, seems reluctant to give him the money that he wants. I'll put it at like a 10% chance, but Brandon Ayuk has an opportunity to potentially be a much bigger part of this San Francisco 49ers offense than as currently constructed.
He was thought of to be the number 1 wide receiver in that offense, clearing away before last year when Deebo went off.
Yep.
So, I mean, hold him. Don't be selling Ayuk just because Deebo went off.
Keep Ayuk. Or try to buy him cheap is my...
Him being in the doghouse last year for half of the season, and he still had a very productive fantasy season. So, yeah. Ayuk. Love Ayuk. And Swift, I mean, how can you not like Swift?
Oh, I love Swift. I guess my thought process between the two of them was if you have them both on your dynasty team, Swift can obviously land you or should be able to land you like multiple firsts. That being said, he's not a must sell. I like him a lot.
He's not a sell for me at all. He's somebody that I'm holding because I feel like you're not going to get full value for him. I feel like if you ask for multiple firsts, you're probably, outside of a few owners, you're probably not going to get multiple firsts plus for Swift.
Right.
Even though he's young, even though he's technically a workhorse in that offense. I mean, there was a game last year, he didn't perform super well in that game, but they gave him 30 touches.
So it didn't matter.
And that's prime CMC, prime Derrick Henry workload. Mm-hmm. And they were willing to give that to DeAndre Swift. So I really like Swift. He wouldn't be somebody that I'm trying to sell either. He's also coming off somewhat of an injury-riddled second half. So, I just wouldn't. There's a chance that they can land Malik Willis. And we like running backs on teams with running quarterbacks because it makes that defense that offense harder to play defense against. So then there's more chunk plays available to a guy like Swift. He's dual threat, used in the pass game and the run game. I wouldn't be selling Swift right now. I really wouldn't.
So got a little bit more context from P. Diddy. It is Dynasty. He traded Jamar Chase for these guys, plus a 2024 first.
Okay.
So, okay. I mean, that's not a bad return for Jamar Chase.
It's not. And it probably makes your team that much deeper. Yeah.
A little bit more versatility, a little bit more flexibility, plus the 2024 first round pick, which won't be Jamar Chase, but it's a first round pick. 2024 will be here before we know it. Ayuk and Swift alone for Chase is not enough, which sounds crazy. The 2024 first could absolutely make that, more more of like an even in trade. That being said, Swift has RB1 upside, and I'm bullish on Brandon Ayuk. Even if Debo doesn't get traded, because his value is down right now. When it shouldn't.
What's the rest of your wide receiver core look like that you were comfortable trading away?
That's
Chase?
true.
I want to know the answer to that question before we do any more evaluating on that trade. So, P. Diddy, let us know in the chat what your wide receiver core looks like right now.
Yeah. That'll help. That'll help a little bit. But on the whole, we feel good about both of those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, Swift has top 10, has RB1 upside with, and could be top 5 any given week. Brandon Ayuk, I think, is going to settle in nicely as a wide receiver too, with the potential for more work depending on what happens with Debo. The 2024 first. Nice.
Yep.
Let that cake bake. We'll wait. We'll see how that goes in 2024.
We've had a few audio glitches, at least as far as what I can hear.
Okay.
Sorry, y'all, if that's happening. Again, this is an impromptu stream, so it's not something that we were really planning on doing up until really it was scheduled and
about an hour ago.
Live. Yeah, I mean less than that, 45 minutes. I was making the thumb 40 minutes ago. So yeah. Sorry if
everybody.
we have some technical difficulties here. The weather's bad. And Comcast cut off our internet today.
Did they?
We weren't supposed to get it back until 1 a.m. So
those heathens.
This is a gift. This is a gift.
We're also on, for anybody coming in late, we are regularly scheduled on Tuesdays. So Slim, good to see you. Logan, what's going on? Hunter, thanks for joining. If anybody's coming in late,
what's going on, Hunter? What's going on, Slim?
We're not able to go live tomorrow as normally scheduled. We had some late scheduling conflicts, so here we are today. Going to be a little bit shorter.
I don't want to skip Logan Hampton's question because we
won't.
Right down to P. Diddy's question. I'm picking at 108 and I really need an RB. Is that too early for Rashad White? I'd see if you can trade back. I'd see if you could trade back 2 spots or something and see if you can pick up a second in 2023. And then at 110 or 110, I would draft Rashad White.
I'm good with that move.
But it's not too early to draft Rashad White. 108 is not too early to draft Rashad White, but you can squeeze a little bit of value out of that and still get Rashad White, most likely.
Agreed.
Now, I wouldn't do that until the NFL draft, just so that we have a little bit more of an idea of the landing spots for these players. In terms of small movements like that, where you're aiming for one player, I mean, Rashad White, you could move back 2 spots and draft Rashad White if he goes to a good team, or if he goes to a team that people aren't very excited about, you could drop 4 spots, get more in terms of draft capital back or another player back, and still draft Rashad White. So wait on it, but I think we both agree that you can parlay that 108 into Rashad White plus.
Yeah. I mean, if all else fails and nobody's biting and you don't like the other options at 108, then by all means, sure. But yeah, make your first option what John was laying out. Try to move back some and pick up assets. If you can. So we got that. And P. Diddy did post his other receivers. He's got, on top of Ayuk, he's got Jefferson, great. Waddle, good. Judy, good. And he's got 2 top 5 picks this year plus the 107. Okay, you're fine. Yeah. I mean, it hurts to lose a guy like Chase, but to pick up what you got, to pick up what you received plus what you already have, you're all right. You're fine.
I mean, if you want to go full wide receiver with your draft, you end up having Justin Jefferson, Jalen Waddle, Jerry Jeudy, Ayuk, possibly Garrett Wilson, possibly Treylon Burks, and possibly Jamison Williams, which, I mean, I would be very happy with.
I'd be ecstatic about that
combination, even if you want to go Kenneth Walker in there to diversify your bonds a little bit. You're still good. You're still good. So giving up Chase hurts, but you made the potential for your squad to be a little bit more diverse and a little bit better as a whole. So yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Looks good.
Now, this is a question for you that Slim has, because it includes two of your favorite players, or at least two of your favorite players to talk about this offseason.
Her.
CMC for Michael Carter and Deontay Johnson.
Dang. You're giving up McCaffrey. I think I say no.
Wow.
Just because of the upside. Look, I've been not enthusiastic about McCaffrey, just like you. There's serious concerns at this point. He's played half of a season combined the past 2 years, something like that. But 30 points a week is 30 points a week. If he plays, Christian McCaffrey gets you a third of the way to a victory by himself.
Pretty much.
And while I'm not opposed to unloading him this offseason while he's still young, I don't think Carter, as much as I like Carter, and I like Deontay.
You love Deontay.
Yeah, I love Deontay. I would need maybe one or two things more attached to that. I would attach to that to part with McCaffrey, because while he has missed so much time, he's still that good of a player and still not that old where you can ask for more, and you should, because we've seen him.
What about like Michael Carter, Deontay Johnson at a 23-second? Projected early.
It's got to be a first.
Okay.
It's got to be a first. McCaffrey's look.
I don't disagree with you.
We have concerns. We all have concerns. Everybody's got concerns about McCaffrey. Like, is he going to get injured by the third game of the season again? But by all accounts, it looked like Carolina is in on getting a quarterback this year. And whoever that is can't be any worse than Sam Darnold. Sorry, Sam Darnold. McCaffrey is looking at a potential situation similar to what he had when Kyle Allen was his quarterback, which was, maybe a rookie is starts at the level that Kyle Allen was at his best at, right? And only gets better. In theory, the rookie improves his play. That's the best situation McCaffrey has had since he was the overall RB1.
Remember, early in the season last year, Sam Darnold had like 5 rushing touchdowns, 6 rushing touchdowns or something like that
for the first month of the season.
And those rushing touchdowns should have gone to McCaffrey in some form or fashion, whether that's rushing or passing.
Right. At least one.
CMC did a lot worse than we should have seen from him from a fantasy perspective. I think he's due for some positive touchdown regression.
Yep.
For as long as he stays healthy.
Yep.
Yeah. And Hunter, hey, don't. The news that sidelined our last stream.
Oh, Kelvin.
Yeah.
He's in the clear. He's in the clear.
Is he all the way?
I think they arrested
he was a passenger. Last I heard, he was a passenger in the car.
Right. Two people were arrested.
Right.
But not Kelvin Joseph.
Okay. All right.
This says more details emerged. This was 2 hours ago.
So
we mentioned blah, blah, blah. Second to speak with authorities, released a short statement. Kelvin Joseph did not shoot the person where this was involved. Further investigation. Jones and English. These were people.
He got a fall, man. So good for him.
Maybe.
Pass the burner.
Apparently he was not involved. But yeah, looks like he's in the clear.
And B, what's going on?
What's up, B?
You have the 102 in a 1 QB dynasty. Early, who should you draft if the draft was today? Walker, one of the wide receivers, assuming Hall is taken 101.
Yeah.
I'd be going Walker.
It depends on the makeup of your team. Are your running backs good? I would take Garrett Wilson if they're good. Are your wide receivers really strong? Then sure, Walker's absolutely fine to take. I think Garrett Wilson is also in the conversation.
Look, I think Garrett Wilson is elite, but in a 1 QB where there is a clear cliff after the first 2 running backs in this year's draft.
Yeah.
Where, if you have the 102, then you most likely have the 202, and you could pick up Walker and Jahan Dotson versus Garrett Wilson and Zamir White,
James Cook.
Right. I would rather have Kenneth Walker and whatever wide receiver falls to me. Maybe George Pickens finds, I don't know. Crazier things have happened.
Falls. It's one of the players you like.
I would just get the running back before the cliff and then get the wide receiver that falls to me in a 1 QB league.
B, who are your running backs?
In a 2 QB league, my answer is probably different.
Well, your answer is Willis.
Yeah.
Yeah. B, who are your running backs? Let us know. I can formulate a little bit better of an answer there.
But
that's why I'm saying he's out.
The more I look at the running backs in this class, the more I don't like the running backs in this class. We can say, hey, we like James Cook, but really after the first 3 for me, really after Hall, Walker, and Rachaad White, I'm kind of like meh on all these running backs because they're all like 3rd round talent running backs, and a lot of them are going to be going in the 2nd round, and that's not something that I.
Yeah, so I just want to know who I want to know who else he has. I don't need. Maybe he's good at running back, and then in that case, I don't need a running back in this week running back class. I'll just take wide receivers.
True.
I just want to know who his running backs are. B, let us know who your running backs are. I mean, if you want to throw your roster in there in general, go for it.
Durko, what's that?
What's up, Durko? Good to see you. Yeah, things are going good. We got the draft next week. We'll be off Thursday. We're saying that we'll keep voicing that throughout this.
You
regularly scheduled
6 starters, B. Love that.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome. I want to play in a league like that. I do.
Strong at wide receiver, weak at running back. All right. Well, if you're weak at running back, then take Walker. Like if it's that definitive where you can easily look at your team and be like, yeah, I'm good at receiver, but I could use a back, and it's like very clear cut. Then sure, take Walker. In that scenario, in your specific scenario, yeah, I'm good with that. I'll take Walker over Wilson if I'm loaded at wide receiver and I'm not at running back. Then yeah. There you go.
Hey man, and Durko, thank you. We hope all is well with you too. Thanks.
Yeah, I was just about to.
Thanks
I was
for
like,
joining the stream.
Yeah, we're here every Tuesday and Thursday. Well, most Tuesdays and Thursdays. This week is a little weird. We had a late scheduling issue for tomorrow, so we're here. Impromptu Monday stream. And then anyone who's coming in late who hasn't heard it yet, we will be off on Thursday. This coming Thursday, we have a friend's bachelor party to go to, and that is the travel day. So we will be in flight.
But hey, if anything groundbreaking happens, we'll be able to make a short for you or something like that. Maybe we'll go live from somebody's phone for 5-10 minutes just to talk to y'all. But I'm not personally expecting anything crazy to happen until after the draft. I feel like all the teams are waiting for the draft to happen, or at least waiting for the draft to waiting to be on the clock in the draft to make some moves, something like that, kind of like what we are.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So,
yo, Slim, if you do that, you're gonna be trashed.
You're gonna be toast.
You're gonna be trashed. I have already mentioned it once today, so take a
on the stream. Oh yeah, who had the low score? Irv
he has
Smith.
A sub
Smith.
5 RAS, so that's 2 now.
Hey,
but I'm still a fan of Irv for 2022, considering the investment price. What's his ADP right now? Since
Irv?
Nick is the ADP whisperer, what's his ADP right now?
I can take a look. What's up, Johnny?
What's going on, Johnny?
Top 5 best dynasty tight ends.
I mean,
Hunter has it covered. Hunter has it covered right below.
Starts with Jelani Woods.
It's it starts and ends with Jelani Woods. This year is not a strong tight end year, Johnny.
Actually, it quietly is. It's just they're all tight ends that nobody's heard of. But there are like 4 tight ends, and hey, I'm saying it a third time. Drink up. There are 4 tight ends in this draft that have an RAS above 9.
There you
which
go.
is uncommon for a draft.
Irv Smith, ADP 150.8. So
Sure.
you can have him literally just outside the top 150.
But realistically, top 5 best dynasty tight ends, it's Kyle Pitts.
Oh, not just this year. Oh, not this year. I thought you meant
I believe it's an open-ended question.
5 best dynasty tight ends. Open all tight ends, not just the guys this year. Got
Kyle
it.
Pitts,
Okay.
Mark Andrews,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. But I
yeah.
can't put. Then I still got to go Kelsey at 3.
Okay.
I know he's
Can't
already
disagree with that.
33, but like he's still top 2 tight end the last 6 years. Like hasn't been below tight end 2, and I think 4 of those years he's tight end 1. So he's 3rd.
Is 4 Kittle for you?
He's up there. He's still in the top 5. I think I would still, out of respect, put Kittle and Waller in the top 5.
You don't think Devontae Adams being in Las Vegas kind of lowers the ceiling for Waller, and instead of being a top 3 tight end, he's more of a top 8 option?
No, because we've seen him go as be drafted as high as the tight end 2 and was a top 3 tight end a couple years in a row. I know he's older. He is 30. Maybe his ceiling is down a little bit, but I'd say I guess I would counter that by his floor got raised a little bit because I think scoring opportunities are going to be up. I think there's a chance the Raiders offense is on the field a little bit more on average with a player like Devontae Adams in tow. And it's still kind of a hodgepodge as far as like who's going to be the other guy to emerge between, Mike Gesicki, Dallas Goedert, Dawson Knox, TJ Hawkinson is probably a talent tier above those guys, but he tumbled back to earth a little bit with injuries this past year.
It's really the offense that he's in.
The offense that he's in right now, plus, some, injury concerns of his own. So, yeah, I have to keep Kittle and Waller in the top 5 for now. But, like, the likes of Goddard and Knox and Gesicki are right on their heels.
They're in a clear tier below for me, but,
and
I mean, they're very good tight ends that I like. But
yeah,
they're
not top.
Really, either Kittle or Waller there.
They're
then
not
there's
top,
a tier break, and it's really just TJ Hawkinson for me.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hawk at 6. And then it's like your Gesickis, your Knoxes, your Goddards. Freiermuth could be in there, although he needs to do it twice in a row or 2 years in a row. Not that, I don't want to sing Kyle Pitts' praises and then poo-poo Pat Freiermuth, but Freiermuth was boosted by a strong run of scoring touchdowns, which is hard to duplicate. So can he do it again? We'll see.
He would get 4 targets a game.
Yeah.
Pretty much. That was literally what he was getting, like 4 targets a game. But his touchdown efficiency was insane.
Yeah, he's like the anti-Cole Kmet.
Yeah. Or really the anti Kyle Pitts.
Oh, there you go.
He's the anti Kyle Pitts.
Freiermuth is the anti-tight end. But yeah. I'll say that Pitts, Andrew. I'm fine with Andrews at 2 because he's 6 years younger than Kelsey.
Yeah, but he's only 27. Like he has 3 years before he.
That's my point.
Waller,
I agree. Yeah, he's 6 years younger than Kelsey, so I'll put you. He's fine at tight end 2. But then the old guard rounds out the top 5: Kelsey, Kittle, Waller for at least one more year. And I would say next year Kelsey is still in the top 5, but maybe it's more like 4th. Depending on what happens this year. So yeah,
Hey guys. Hey everybody. Everybody who's listening.
everybody,
RAS.
stop.
Drink.
You're gonna get everybody wasted.
Yo, Hunter. Absolutely. We're gonna be live for
Yes,
the draft
sir.
every day.
Yes, sir.
So tune in.
Give it a few years, we'll be live at the draft.
Hey, that's the hope. We talked
see.
about it early in the off season that like it would be really cool if we could go to the Senior Bowl. And so that's a plan for us in the future, is to go to the Senior Bowl, go to the Combine, so we can kind of rub shoulders with some of these other
media members.
fantasy media members, other
Fantasy,
just pure
yeah.
NFL media members, and maybe some player prospects. I mean, that's the goal.
Yeah. But yes,
Yeah.
we will be live for the draft. We will be here Thursday. We will be here Friday. We will be here Saturday.
Yeah.
So strap in, coffee machine. It's gonna be a fun ride. B, we got to you. No problem. Hopefully that helps. Slim. Apparently the first 2 picks will be Hall and Walker. Okay. Wide receiver heavy with Mooney, Jefferson, Waddle, Chark, and Auden Tate. I would say that's not heavy enough to just go Garrett Wilson.
No. I would say go Garrett Wilson there.
Yeah, go Garrett Wilson. And then you have Jefferson, Waddle, Mooney, and Wilson, and Chark and Tate are your wide receivers 5 and 6, as opposed to your wide receivers 4 and 5, which I feel much better about.
There's no guarantee that Chark is going to be the wide receiver that we saw him with Minshew and only Minshew.
Yeah.
I mean, Chark is going to a team with a quarterback that doesn't throw the ball down the field. So as a field stretcher, his role is capped. So expecting Chark to come in and be an 1,000-yard wide receiver again, coming off an injury, is not a safe bet. That's and Auden Tate, we both like Auden Tate. I would much prefer him being my second
6
swing wide receiver versus my bye week fill in. So yeah,
wide receiver 6 or 7.
I would still go Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, go Wilson.
Yeah,
and I feel fine about that.
Iron, what's happening?
Up Iron.
Yo, I love.
You're
Sky
damn right. Let's draft Sky Moore.
I love Sky Moore. I am gonna have a real hard time at 102 passing up Sky Moore in a super flex league just to get one of these quarterbacks. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry.
Okay.
202. Sorry, but I'm gonna have a real hard time passing up Sky Moore at 202 for a quarterback because Sky Moore feels like one of the safest wide receiver prospects in this draft that isn't in our big 3.
No, I had to. I mean, our rankings are live on our website now. If anybody cares to check them out, facemaskpod.com. In one quarterback, I have Sky Moore as the last pick in a 12-team rookie draft. The last pick of the first round in a 12-team rookie draft.
Yeah, love Sky. Johnny, that's a great trade for James Conner. Great job, great return.
Oh, hell yeah.
My question is this a super flex league?
I have to imagine it is. Who are your quarterbacks? Because I'm not opposed to that at all.
On getting DJ Moore for Trey Lance?
Yeah. I'm not.
Honestly, if you're giving away Lance, if it's super flex, I would ask for more.
Ask for more. DJ in a second.
Ask for more than more. Yeah.
Ask more and more and more.
And then you would have 2 mores.
Oh, God.
Plus more.
And then you could ask for some more.
Oh, shut up.
You started it. Shut up. You started it. You started. Well, we both started it.
No, but I mean, it's a QB, young, unproven, but in a great offense with a great head coach, and you can sell everybody on that. I know the press right now on Trey Lance hasn't been that great throughout the offseason, but I mean, a report just came out 2 days ago where Trey Lance said, I believe I'm going to be the QB1. For what that's worth, not worth a lot. any player would say that in his position. But yeah, I would. It's a young QB, and what do we say about QBs in Superflex?
They're everything.
We don't know if this is Superflex or not. Johnny, throw it in there.
It's gotta be. I have to imagine. If it's one quarterback, taking him run.
Yes.
If it's Superflex, then yeah, you might be able to ask for a second round pick.
No, you can ask for a first. You can ask for a future first. You can ask for a 24 first.
Yeah.
You're giving away a young quarterback with rushing upside whose ceiling comps to Josh Allen.
Yeah.
It's what everybody was saying when he was being drafted.
Feels a long way away from that now.
It does. But we're still talking a QB, and if it's Superflex, you can get more than just more.
Yep. Quarterbacks are invaluable.
At least ask.
True.
If you can't get that, then maybe try to just get the person to throw in a 24 second.
Yeah. Get an extra draft pick. But at the end of the day, I am interested in acquiring more in that trade. Yes.
Wasn't it 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons with terrible QBs?
With like some of the worst collection of quarterback play that a receiver could end up with.
Yeah. And that's with CMC and Robbie Anderson overproducing 2 years ago. Yeah, I like Moore a lot.
Yep.
CXK, I agree with your second comment, but let's dig into Jordan Love. What do you think? Do you still think he still gets traded?
No. At this point, I maybe what are the Packers like? It's a sunken cost for the Packers at this point. Like they plunged a first round pick into this guy. There's not too many like openings right now. It feels like the few openings that are there are the teams who are going to be drafting rookies or are even waiting until 2023 to draft rookies. It doesn't feel like. I mean, the Packers are going to have to be giving up. Like, they're going to have to be okay with getting back a 4th round pick, a 5th round pick, maybe. Like, that's what they're going to have to be okay with getting back in return. Do they want to do that? That's a question for the Packers. I would say, given that what I would think the return is, no. He stays put as the clear backup to Aaron Rodgers, as what he has showed so far, probably nothing more than a backup in this league. I know he hasn't really had a fair share or a crack at it yet, but also there, vibes and reports still come out from practice if a guy is lighting it up. That hasn't been the case with Jordan Love. So I think the Packers are stuck, and therefore, because a 4th or 5th round pick is very unlikely to in any way, shape, or form help Aaron Rodgers or the team over these next 2 or 3 years, I think they just keep Love. Hope for an opportunity to showcase him at some point down the line and get his value back up a little bit. And not that I don't think that that's not wishful thinking either. So, no, I don't think he gets traded just because I don't think the Packers are going to get enough back for what they used to draft him.
Most teams that needed a quarterback have a quarterback for the year, and the draft still hasn't started, and there's 5 quarterbacks in the draft who could technically start for another team. And we've already seen that Jordan Love really can't cut it in the NFL thus far from what we've seen. So I doubt a team invests in him, period. I really doubt that. Really doubt that.
Yeah.
Rojo, nice try. But no, I didn't see his interview on I Am Athlete. I really enjoy I Am Athlete. I've seen a few of the. That's Brandon Marshall.
Brandon Marshall's.
Yeah, his thing with Ocho Cinco. He's on there a lot.
Saw a highlight of
Crowder,
it.
I think Mr. P himself. Channing Crowder. Did you see that story?
No.
Where Channing Crowder would regularly, when he needed to go to the bathroom, he wouldn't come off the field. He would just pee himself wherever he's at. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. I would hate to have to tackle that guy.
That would be awful.
But no, I Am Athlete is great.
Strategy.
I've seen. I saw the LaShawn McCoy one was enjoyable. Was enjoyable to watch. The Fat Joe one was enjoyable to watch. I'm a hip hop fan. I'm a rap fan. The Fat Joe one was enjoyable to watch. I've seen a couple of them, and they've always been interesting. I saw the Cam Newton one. I think that was the first one I saw. Was the Cam Newton one after that one Patriots season. So it's it's a good show, and I'm gonna have to check out the one for Cap because I'm sure it'll be entertaining as well.
Sure, it's worth it. I saw a highlight, like a clip of it. I must have been Sports Center, but not the full interview. So,
and
something to say.
Jelani 101. Let's be real. That's what I want to do. Zombie leagues, where I but I have Jelani Woods on my team.
The zombie team must start with
like
Jelani
I get the
Woods
101 in the zombie league, and I draft Jelani, and Nick gets the 101, and Nick drafts who would it be? Who's your one project player that you just love?
Guess it could be Wandale.
Okay, you get Wandale. And then everybody else drafts their whole entire team, and then we get to pick from the free agents. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. And guess what? If Jelani was on my team, I'd
win. Okay.
Oh, man. Okay. All right. Hunter L. And I would definitely take a trip to the Senior Bowl with y'all. If y'all would come along, that would be fun. But Hunter L, who are the top 5 dynasty players, regardless of position? Depends on the format.
Is there a clear one? Slim says JT is the clear one. I mean, in full PPR or even in half,
in Superflex, it's Josh Allen.
Well, it's Josh. Yeah, it's Josh Allen in Superflex. Yeah. That's in one quarterback. I would say Chase. I would say Chase might be my number 1, but then it's Taylor and Jefferson. Najee is in there at 4. And man, let's see what happens with the last big running back domino to fall with Melvin Gordon. But if he's not returning to the Broncos, Javonte has an argument for top 5.
Would you rather have Javonte or Kyle Pitts? I think there's an argument
Pitts
to
is
be
up
made
there
that
too.
Kyle Pitts needs to be number 5 over any other running back that isn't JT.
I would put Pitts over Javonte. Yes.
Yeah. So
I would put Pitts over Javonte. So in one quarterback, Chase and Taylor are the top 2. Then I would have Jefferson and Najee. And then, Kyle Pitts. And then in Superflex, it's Allen, Mahomes, Herbert, Kyler, and Lamar.
I mean, yeah.
I think that would be my top 5 for
and
Superflex,
honestly,
and they're all quarterbacks.
In one QB, I would have Kyle Pitts over Najee. Because just like we advocated, somebody should go and trade Breece Hall for Kyle Pitts. Breece Hall, I believe, is going to be better than Najee, and he's younger than Najee, so I would absolutely have Kyle Pitts over Najee.
Najee's a good sell high.
I like Najee, but he's already 24.
I like Najee too.
He's already 24.
But you can get a crazy haul for him. Or you should be. Well, let's put it this way. If you don't get a crazy haul for him, then you just keep him. But he can command a hefty price right now.
Yeah.
All right, I would still have him top 5, just based on the year that he had, plus the yes, he's 24, but second year player in a good situation. I would be, he's the one who is most movable for me. As far as he's expendable. He's excellent. He's an excellent prospect, which is why you can and should ask for the world from him or for him in exchange for him. But he's not It's weird. He's top 5 for me for Dynasty 1 quarterback, but he's not on. He's the most. He's oh my god, he's not untouchable.
What do we say often about peak value?
Peak value. Yep, peak value.
When was the best time to sell Zeke? Like 3-4 years ago was the best time to sell Zeke.
Maybe 2 years ago.
When was the best time to sell CMC? When was the best time to sell Saquon? Probably after their first or second season.
After Saquon's rookie year was the time to sell him.
So like Najee, if I legitimately, if I had Najee, I'd be trying to see what I can get from Najee. Doesn't really matter unless I just won the league and by far and away have the best roster in the league. And even then, considering I would have the best roster far and away in the league in that hypothetical situation, I would be seeing what I can get from him and seeing if I can stay afloat and do a rebuild on the fly while staying a number 1 contender for next year. So I know it's crazy to say, but I mean, is Najee a must sell for me in Dynasty? He's kind of close.
There you go.
Kind of close. Yeah. And I actually didn't tune in. I know it. I asked Nick about it, and I think I mentioned it on last week's stream. I didn't watch any of the USFL.
I caught a little bit, but honestly, the NBA playoffs were on. And so that's where most of my focus was this weekend. I love basketball is my second favorite sport. I love basketball, and I am a fan of the NBA. So with the playoffs kicking off, like it's that time of year where it's like, yeah, I want to watch every game. And I did that. I caught a little bit of the USFL, but it was secondary to the NBA games. Yeah. So I actually didn't see like the helmet or the mic, or what am I trying to say? I'm like struggling with words today. It's Monday. I didn't see the helmet cam footage or anything like that. I saw like there were some interviews real time during the game. So that's cool. But yeah, I did not catch too much action. I saw Paxton Lynch throw an interception, and I said, that is a familiar sight.
Can't even cut it in a
that team's league. That team's quarterback is Paxton Lynch, and their head coach is Jeff Fisher. So,
is it?
Wow. Yeah. I think it's Michigan.
Sorry, Michigan. Awesome. Wow. Yeah. Wow.
They're gonna go. They'll fight their way to 7 and 9.
Still have the
stash?
Yeah.
I can't remember. I feel like he might have shaved it.
That's weird. It's not Jeff Fisher then. Impasta. Would you Slim with the important questions always? Would you rather sweat but never stink, or stink but never sweat?
Oh, the first one, easy.
Yeah, man, deodorant. Boom.
Yeah, I don't want to stink. No,
or antiperspirant. I don't want to stink, and then I'll just
sweat. I can
just
or just take a shower. Boom. I'll just take a shower. Nah, I don't want to stink. And if you stink, if you've got like BO, deodorant or cologne or whatever, it does not help. That shit makes it worse.
Yeah, then it just becomes a mixture of just like a weird smell.
It's just a cocktail of filth.
Oh, is that the new name for Paxton Lynch's and Jeff Fisher's team?
The filthy cocktails. Yeah.
Yes, there we go.
Boom.
There we go.
Boom.
Best donut.
As a kid, I loved jelly donuts. I don't know if that one's my favorite now.
I'm not a huge donut fan.
I like what are the little like mini donuts called? Like the
donut holes?
Yeah, whole. I like those because they're like manageable. You can pop them. They're usually basic, like glazed or chocolate glazed or powdered. Like nothing, like no elaborate flavors or anything like that. But I like they're McNuggets for donuts. Just like, I don't know. I kind of like those. But a full on donut. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, I'll keep it simple. Like a chocolate glaze. I like chocolate. Like a chocolate glaze is good. I could eat that. I could go to
I didn't know this until watching the show Moon Knight on Disney Plus. That British
good?
people use donut as an insult for like a person that doesn't think things through. You're like, you donut.
They call you you donut.
Yeah, bro, I like that.
Yeah, because there's like a hole in your head or whatever. Is that the
Yeah.
implication?
And
like there's
like
a
you
hole
got
in
no
your brain.
substance. You're like you got a hole in the middle of your.
You freaking
you're just
donut.
Mostly air.
Oh
and-
man, I'm gonna start
yeah.
calling people donuts.
Yeah,
You
me too.
donut.
It's great. It's great.
You stupid donut. Maybe people call us donuts.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good. I like that. I need
Yo,
to check out Moon Knight.
Rojo, the top 5 dynasty players is your commissioner's team.
Yeah,
Well, that's
for real.
not fair.
Well, take
And, I
take
remember
some.
that. I
Poach
remember
them.
that.
Poach them.
And if I remember correctly, he has like a ton of first round picks too. Yes, that's not fair, and that's almost not fun to be in a league with somebody with a team that's stacked, because it's like you're fighting for second place.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Has anybody heard of an Empire League where you pay into the league, and then the person who wins every year doesn't get any money, but if you win 2 years in a row, you get all the money that's accumulated from the league entry fees since inception, or since the last time somebody won 2 times in a row, and then you redraft your whole squad. So it kind of eliminates the Rojo Fish's commissioner's dominance in the league. If he wins twice with the team that has five of the top dynasty players currently, the whole league redrafts. It's just an interesting way to make it fair for everybody, so it's not like one team dominating for 8 years. Because, I mean, if you have 5 of the top dynasty players in the league, and then you also have like 6 firsts in the next 2 seasons, like, your team's not gonna lose anytime soon.
No.
So it builds in a little bit of parity. It's an interesting way to go about it. I haven't played in anything like that. I heard about it last year. I thought it was interesting. Iron, Javante's in there for you.
There you go.
He's great.
He's fantastic.
He's number 6.
Yeah, he's right on the cusp. He's right on the cusp. He's about to have a big season. About to have a big year.
Yep. And yeah, Hunter, Najee will get a ton of touches, and we will see how he handles it.
I mean, he should be fine. It's his second year in a row. I'm not like Najee should be really good once again. Keyword is should.
Nene, I say you at least contemplate it and see what you can realistically get back.
Yeah,
it's not an immediate sell,
right?
But you got to think about peak value. We speculated maybe trying to sell. I mean, we speculated what it would take to get sell Jamar Chase, and we speculated on what it would take to sell Mark Andrews, and we speculated on why it might be a good reason to sell Deebo Samuel in live streams in the past, because peak value. And when you look at running backs, highly drafted running backs of the last few seasons, it's very rare that they maintain that value even over the course of their rookie contracts.
Yeah.
After they have an explosive year one.
There's only a handful of players.
Like, so I'm not suggesting you trade Jonathan Taylor.
Right. In a vacuum, don't just trade away. But do explore. Like, after somebody has an excellent season, you got to look at every single variable. You got to look at every single situation. Like, how old is this player? What is the situation that they are currently in? Will it get better? Will it get worse? How much variance was there to their performances? How touchdown dependent were they this past year? How many touches did they accumulate? These are all questions that you can ask yourself as it pertains to any given individual. And then, yeah, you go from there. If there's somebody who's willing to give you multiple first round picks and another good player for a really good player, you gotta think long and hard about that. I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
Because you could turn that really good player into a player who's still giving you 70% of the Stars' production and 2 first round picks. Like, just, again, in a vacuum, just throwing out, random offer or, a random hypothetical scenario here. So to automatically do it the year after Christian McCaffrey, outscores everybody by 100 points. No, don't just trade Christian McCaffrey away. But if you got the pick that became Najee Harris, the pick that's going to become Breece Hall, and, another pick down the line in 2023 that becomes another highly touted young running back, was that a bad trade?
And it doesn't always work out, which is why you have to pick and choose.
Sure.
Which is why we're not saying you should be trying to field offers for Jonathan Taylor right now. We're not.
Right.
But we do think Najee is a different case. And, I mean, yeah, if you traded away Derrick Henry after his first breakout season,
that hurt.
2 years down the road, you're kicking yourself because he's had 2 more seasons of being a very good running back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you could probably have gotten more out of him had you waited, considering if after 2 breakout seasons and even 3 breakout seasons, the price is sky high before the injury and before he hits age, 28.
Mm-hmm.
But Najee Harris is a special case because he plays for an offense that might not run quite as much as they did last year, and he might not catch as many passes as they did last year because they have a quarterback that's more liable to be able to he can throw it down the field a little bit farther, and he can take off with his own legs. He's not a complete statue who has been injured more times than I can even remember in Ben Roethlisberger, and he's 24, so that counts into it too. He's the same age as Josh Jacobs, who has had 4 years in the league.
Right.
So just when you're looking at it like that, yeah, maybe his career is longer because he came into the league at 23. So maybe he has sustainability until age 27, 28. But age is a factor. Age is a factor, and you have to keep that in mind when you're talking about the peak value for these players.
Yep.
So, if you can move Najee Harris and get, I don't know, Cam Akers and 2 firsts.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the same age, right? They would be that, or they're maybe Cam Akers is younger. I don't even know. And you get the 2 firsts, you have the potential to make your entire team better and not just be like, I have great running backs. So it's something to think about. Not something you should do with every running back, but something that I'm definitely thinking about with Najee Harris in mind.
Yep. Very specific scenario, but yeah, it's a good summary.
And Hunter,
hopefully that helps.
Do we play games? We have in the past for many years. Played games.
Yeah. I used to play 2K. 2K got frustrating for me. Because I liked playing 2K. Basketball was my favorite to play as an individual player, where I build that player up and what his how I build him, whatever the stats are, that's how I choose to build my player. Your AI teammates are always a bunch of donuts. There's my first chance to use that.
Yes.
They dribble out of bounds. They make they get in the way. They set illegal screens. They do things. They do dumb stuff, and it's just oh my god, why? You're a computer. Just do the right thing. Why are you dribbling out of bounds? Why is that happening? why can't you shoot better than 30% from the floor? Like, so I got frustrated with 2K. I do still dip into Madden, but I haven't bought a new Madden for a couple of years. And I heard the most recent one, I guess this past year or whatever, I haven't heard good things.
I'm an old school sports gamer if I'm going for like sports games. For Madden, I mean, the PlayStation 2, because I like playing franchise modes, the PlayStation 2 Maddens are my sweet spot. Like, I will play those until I die.
Those rushing attack at Maddens?
Yeah, the rushing attack Maddens, and in the franchise modes where you had like mini games before the season, so you could pick a player in a certain drill and boost his score by 3 to 6 points depending on how well you did. Where you could literally do they perfected the franchise modes in those games. In the NBA game, in any NBA game, my favorite NBA franchise in terms of a game is NBA Street. I know it's not super realistic, but NBA Street Volume 3 is my favorite all time. Right. It's fun. It's my favorite all time basketball game is NBA Street Volume 3. Volume 2 was good too. Somewhere along the line, they stopped being sports video games and started being sports simulations that you play. And I stopped having fun with sports simulation games. Because sometimes when I play Madden, I want to score 100 points and it just be touchdown, and then the next person, and then the person playing on offense that I'm playing against, touchdown, run for 100 yards. Like, that's fun for me because it's completely unrealistic, but it's fun.
I never run the ball. Like, if I'm I don't run the ball. I'm throwing it all the time. But no, I mean, once sports games started becoming simulations, I stopped having fun with sports games. So I'll stick to my PlayStation 2 sports games that I grew up with. Yeah, I don't care about having the newest rosters. I care about having fun playing the games. But yeah, we do like sports games. Yeah.
Yeah, we were live when the John Madden news dropped.
That's right, we were.
We were live.
Man, that was a couple of months ago at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. R.I.P.
We were.
All right. Would you rather have Dak, Elliott, CMC, Jefferson, Lamb, Kelsey, McLaurin, Waddle, Youngway, and the Patriots D, or that's a great team. Josh Allen, Swift, Fournette, Kupp, Keenan, Gesicki,
Gibson, Deontay. Oh, the Allen side. Yeah, the Allen side.
I mean, it's tough because the skill position players on that other team are so good, but Allen is better.
Yeah, Swift, I think, is the linchpin for me there because Elliott is older, and I'm concerned about McCaffrey. He's McCaffrey. If he's on the field, he can get you 30 points. I mean,
Jefferson, Lamb, Kelsey, Terry, Waddle.
That's pretty strong.
Great.
But Kupp, Keenan, and Gesicki's a drop off from Kelsey. There's no doubt. That's a significant tier break.
Last wide receiver. Ooh. Kupp, Deontay, Keenan.
Yeah, and you have Gibson.
I would say Swift and Gibson, and then you also have Fournette as the swing guy. So yeah, I would go that second team, and it's not just because I love Josh Allen.
It's close, but Allen is that dude.
Yo, serious questions. The 10 duck-sized horses I would rather fight.
Yeah, a horse-sized duck will just peck you to death.
No, not peck me to death. He would just straight up eat me. Like I'm just.
The duck
like it would just murder me real quick. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the smaller sized animals and take my chances. Do the horses have the same strength relative to like their size? Because horses are strong animals.
Just kick them if they're duck sized.
True.
I hope Pete ain't in here listening. Jarhead and empty vessel. Yeah, that's kind of like a donut.
Like a donut.
Yep.
Not us though, right, guys? Well, maybe.
What was that? I was reading the other comment.
No, I just kind of like a donut. I said not us though.
Oh, boom, nailed it. Yes.
Yeah.
Slim,
that includes everybody in here.
Yeah, man, it's an interesting way to just bring a little bit of parity to make sure that no one team dominates for
That's
too
wild.
long.
I don't. So like, if you win
back to back, yeah, you don't keep your squad, but the pot that you win in terms monetarily could be huge, and then you have a chance to just start all over and rebuild. So if you like the team building aspect of Dynasty, it's an interesting way to go about it. It is. And it sucks, like, if you win one and you have, like, one magical year and you win it once and you don't win it again. It might stink not to get that pot, but what we do it for the bragging rights anyway, you guys. Like, let's be real.
And the pot.
Yeah.
I like the green stuff too. I like winning the moolah as much as anybody else.
Shout out to Rojo.
True.
And
but I was talking about the money.
I know. I'm just shout out to Rojo.
But shout out anyway.
To be honest, I never played ESPN 2K5. A lot of people say it's the best football game ever.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever played the ESPN version of it. The Madden around that time, like to the Madden 05, 06, 07, that was my personal fit. Like I liked those. Those were, yeah. It was before the game became stale. Like now I have Madden 20, and it's just like whatever. Or do I even have 20? Yeah, I think I do. But like, I'm not buying 21. I'm not buying 22. I'm just, I
bought 21 because it was the first time the Bills had a good team in a Madden game.
You could get a game with Josh
Madden
Allen
started as a franchise.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Outside of that, the Bills have always had like a 70 low 80s rating. This is the first time where not even low 80s. I think it's always just been in the 70s. And this is the first time that I had a fun quarterback to play with where I didn't have to create the player myself. So I did buy the new Madden, but I don't play it.
There you have it. There you have it.
Hunter L, I think they're playing hardball. And they're being a stupid organization because they continue to employ Cliff Kingsbury. They should get rid of that.
And they gave him didn't they give him a contract extension?
They hitched their wagon to the wrong horse.
Right.
Speaking of duck-sized horses.
Cliff Kingsbury is the definition of a duck-sized horse. Just like, yeah, how does this man continue to fail upward?
It's insane. And I don't know if you remember it, but he there was a game last year that he didn't coach, in which he did not coach the team due to COVID protocols. And that was one of their best games all season. Do you remember that? I forget what week it was, and I could probably look this up right now. But it was one of it, as far as just an offensive explosion from the team and just an altogether good game plan. It was one of the best games they played all season. Was a game in which Cliff Kingsbury did not coach that team. They need to get rid of Cliff Kingsbury, and they need to lock up Kyler Murray.
They signed him and Steve Keim through the 2027 season.
And Steve Keim's out here, like, paying James Conner a ridiculous amount of money. Yeah,
they're showing their true colors as an organization that, like, they lucked into a talent that is Kyler Murray, and they lucked into the DeAndre Hopkins trade because they were dealing with someone even dumber in Bill O'Brien. But this organization is not they're not on a path to success.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. Kyler is the guy, and
I think they're dumb. I think they're proving they're a dumb organization.
Kyler is the guy.
Yeah.
Before getting injured, he's had a higher fantasy ceiling than Josh Allen in most years. That's but Josh Allen is just he's
I mean, from
in a cute, bigger body and built
yeah,
to last a little longer.
yeah.
But on a points per game basis, when fully healthy, Kyler Murray is the best fantasy quarterback in the league, and I'm not afraid to say that. He is.
From an NFL perspective, is he the guy? I think he can be. I think he can be. I mean, he led the team to a 7-1 start before he got injured.
I think with a better quarterback, with a better head coach,
with a better head coach, I think he can be the guy.
Find a way to stay healthy more.
Better offense, better game plan,
with a better GM. They would have a better team around Kyler Murray. They would.
Yeah. I mean, why do they have Kyler in the first place? Because they select. I mean, it's hindsight's 2020. It's easy to rip on a team for a bad draft pick in hindsight, but guess what? You're the ones in charge. You're the ones in charge of the team. You need to get your evaluations correct. So when you blow a pick on like Josh Rosen, yes, congratulations, you got out of it and got a second-round pick for him. But the only reason they did that was because they were in position to draft Kyler first overall to begin with. That was luck. That wasn't skill by the front office. Yeah. They were fortunate. So yeah, I think they're showing themselves
fail upwards. They
failed up. They failed upwards. I think this is another situation where so far the Kyler Murray early years have been more lucky than good when it comes to Arizona.
Yeah. Through
no fault of Kyler Murray, because his on the field play has been excellent. But I think they've been more lucky than good overall, like from an organizational perspective. And now the honeymoon is over and things are coming to a head. Yeah. That's what, yeah. And now they're playing hardball with one of the few franchise quarterbacks that are out there. One of the guys where it's like, yeah, no, we have like the conversation should start and end with him as it pertains to the franchise, because you are not going to upgrade from Kyler Murray for a minimum of like 5 years. If
you do, because I really don't believe. I mean, how many quarterbacks in the league would you take over Kyler Murray right now?
There's not many.
Two or three. Mahomes.
More than that. Mahomes, Allen, Herbert, Burrow. Now we're talking NFL. We're not talking fantasy.
But is that it? Would you rather have Lamar Jackson?
I think I would.
Okay.
I think I would.
You know what's crazy? No.
Well, no. What?
How stupid I was a few years ago. When in the draft where it was the Josh Rosen, Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen draft. When the Bills selected Josh Allen, I was over at my friend's house watching Eric.
I was there for that.
House. Yeah, okay, you were there. What did I do after the Bills drafted Josh Allen?
You left.
I walked out.
You left in protest.
I was so angry that they didn't go after Rosen. I left.
I've never seen that before. You did just not want to hang out anymore. And there was like a collection of us. There was like 3 or 4 of us there.
No, it was more than that.
And you left.
There was like 5 of us there. And
you walked out. You didn't say a word. You walked out and I was just like, did he go outside to catch his breath? It's like, oh no, wait, he actually left. He went home.
Yo, dodged the bullet.
You left.
I'm glad I wasn't the talent evaluator there.
Yeah. For your sake, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's about 6 or 7 guys I would definitively take over Kyler, but then after that, it's like you just need to lock him up and get a better team around him.
Yeah. And guys, we're probably going to shut it down pretty soon. We'll get to these last few questions, but Nick has a basketball team a game to go watch with a few friends.
Yeah, I could do. Yeah. No, it's okay.
The Sixers are in the playoffs, so
Yeah, I know some people don't like the NBA. Rojo said the NBA got ruined for him earlier, so hate to hear it. But I don't. I still follow him.
Supporting your squad. I respect it.
Yeah.
But Theo, Thanks for joining us. You have the 102 and you need an RB or a 2023 first.
You got like 4 of them already, right? In 2023, I would just take Walker. If you need a running back, there's a guy worthy of there's a guy at the position worthy of being in the conversation for the second overall pick anyway.
Yeah.
I think I would just take Walker because, and knowing Theo, you've got like 2020, you've got, I think 4 of them, right? 4 2023 firsts, something like that. I would just take Walker.
If you want to play that game, take Walker.
Hope he balls out.
Trade him as soon as the season ends for a 2023 first and keep it moving.
And some.
If you really want to, yeah, exactly. If you really want to play the game, play the game. That's just true. I'm not saying you should do that. I'm just saying it's a possibility that you should consider.
I would take Walker. If you said I don't have really a need at running back, and I'm not crazy about the wide receivers here, then okay, fine, the 2023 first. But if you have a need, yeah, take Walker, because if he does really well, yeah, you can get that 2023 first down the road with something on top.
All right, last question goes to Hunter L. I'm gonna just let this one. You're gonna rock with this one.
Okay.
Do you think Watson will work in Cleveland? Watson is your boy. So what do you think?
I don't know if he's my boy. I have him in a Superflex league. There is a distinction. Okay. Just want to clarify that. I think we got to get through.
Excuse me.
We're not done with the potential weirdness of this whole situation, right? This is going to be an ugly year when he plays. There's going to be fans are going to come specific like to road games and maybe even to Browns home games to boo him, to let them know how they feel. This is good, and it's harder in, say, an NFL stadium that's outside, bigger. The fans are not right on top of the field the way you are, say, at an NBA game or like an NHL game. You're not right on top of the playing surface as a fan. It's different in the NFL. The fans are pulled back a little bit more that's just the layout of the playing surface and how the seats are. But it's still going to happen. Reporters are going to ask questions probably about this all year until we finally start into getting some level of groove of just playing football.
Honestly, that's going to last longer than a year, but floor is still yours.
Sure. Fine. He's still going to have to answer those questions. He could get frustrated by the fact that he has to keep answering those types of questions. So where is he on a maturity perspective? Or not maturity, but being able to handle the scrutiny, being able to handle tough questions in the media. A lot of, most of the time he's in front of a mic. Maybe not all the time, but they're going to keep coming up. I think this year is going to be a challenging one for him, regardless of how much he plays. Obviously, we still got to see what happens with the suspension because he will get suspended. We don't know how long, but I think it's fair to say he's going to miss some amount of time. And if he misses all of 2022, which we're not expecting at this point, at least I'm not, this is just going to carry over then into 2023. Like, the fans will wait for their opportunity to express their feelings to Deshaun Watson when they get the chance to. So there's still, I hate to use this phrase in this scenario, but it's true. Time heals all wounds. And especially eventually, right. Or if you're just good. If you're losing or if you're winning 6 games a year, but it's clearly like Deshaun Watson's throwing 30 scores a year and he's balling out and the defense is ass, like, people will see through it. So, well, a lot of people will. Maybe not everybody, but a lot of people will. The point, though, is if you're good, and we've seen Deshaun Watson play, he's good. Time heals all wounds. We've seen it with multiple NFL players. This is an extremely sensitive situation that not all NFL players have on their record, 22 counts, right? But we've seen players overcome off-field scrutiny, off-field things that have happened where it was very clearly like a detriment to not just their career, but maybe their life. We've seen all this happen, and we've seen multiple people and players eventually overcome it. I think if Watson is serious about playing football, which I have no reason to believe that he's not, if he's able to handle the tough questions in the media and the fact that there are fractions of every single fan base now that no matter what are not going to like him, then he will be fine in Cleveland.
And for what it's worth, Cleveland as a whole is a much better team.
Much better team.
As a whole, and it's almost incomparable when you look at the entire roster, offense and defense, taking the quarterback out of the equation, than the Houston Texans were with Deshaun Watson. And how many times were the Houston Texans in the playoffs?
With him a couple times, but it was because of him.
Right. So as soon as he's back on the field, Watson will work in Cleveland. Now, to your point that you made very well, it all depends on how the road it takes for him to get back on the field, and if he can get past these 22 counts of sexual assault and the legal issues stemming from them. As soon as he can get past them from an NFL law, what's it called? Suspension, whatever, standpoint, legal, whatever. As soon as this issue that he's dealing with is behind him, a lot of hurdles to pass. But as soon as he's back on the field, yes, it's going to work out for Cleveland. That's all it takes for it to work out for Cleveland, in my opinion, is for him to get past that legalish stuff. As soon as he's past that,
and like throws his first touchdown,
he's good. He's good. He just needs to get past that. Huge hurdle to clear.
It's a big hurdle to clear.
Not when nobody's sure if he can get past that.
Yeah.
But as soon as he does, it will have worked out for Cleveland. If he can't clear these hurdles, they will have given away $200 and something million, and what equates to about 50 million every year for the next 5 years.
Yeah, something like that.
So if he can't clear these hurdles and he gets stuck in the legal system in just purgatory, where he can't find a way to see the field, that's worst case scenario for Cleveland. And that's still a possibility, which is why I think it's crazy that they gave somebody with that amount of legal turmoil, ongoing legal turmoil, $250 million over 5 years. But once he clears those hurdles, it will have worked out for Cleveland. Hands down, no question.
Yeah.
But I think that about does it. Hunter, I'm sorry to hear that you were the same way about your quarterback in Jordan Love being drafted as I was about Josh Allen. Just turns out that my situation worked out to the fullest and yours did not. But you still got Aaron Rodgers. You still got Aaron Rodgers. So yeah. But thank y'all for joining us for the Impromptu Monday stream.
Yeah, appreciate this on short notice. Yeah.
It's not the norm. It will not be the norm moving forward. We will be back next week, Tuesday, Thursday for the public streams, and Wednesday for the members-only streams. This week moving forward, we won't have a stream tomorrow. We will have our members-only stream Wednesday. So if you are a member and you want to join us, and you want to or you haven't had your one-on-one with us, you can still schedule that for Wednesday, and we will both not be here Thursday.
Yes, if Slim is still in here, I think we had you tentatively for a one-on-one. We'll link up on that. See if we still want to get that scheduled.
Yeah. But thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you to P Diddy Papa Diddy Puff for the super chat. Much appreciated.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Look out for some videos that we're dropping over the next few days. We will have videos dropping while we are away, so we still got content for you guys, even though we're not going to be available for the live streams. And we will still be able to access and chat and talk on the Discord. So if you have any questions for us, even though we're away, it might take us a little while to get to it, but we're still going to be active on the Discord, even when we're in Denver. So
we'll be checking in.
Have a great rest of your week. For your members, we will see y'all in 2 days. Enjoy the rest of your week if we don't see you, if you're not a member. And let's get ready for this draft, you guys. It's coming soon. Once again, we will be streaming the entire draft, and we will have some coverage leading up to the draft next Thursday. So tune in for that. Thank you for being here. And
real quick, Theo, don't do that trade.
What's the trade?
102 for the 106 and the 201.
No.
Keep the 102. Keep the 102 and draft Walker. Sorry, I didn't mean to go on here to interrupt the farewell tangent.
No, I agree.
But yeah, keep Kenneth Walker, or keep the 102, draft Kenneth Walker.
Yes.
More
draft picks doesn't necessarily mean better trade.
Right. Any other questions? Like John said, we will be still in the Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord and would like to, it is in the description of this video and every video that we have posted on the channel. Feel free to hop in. Don't need to be a member to join the Discord. If you have any, you can keep the conversation going over there if you have questions. And while we are away, we'll pop in.
And just if you don't know, Nick and I, we got this face mask fantasy merch. Nick, show yours. You got one too. So if you that is also in the description there. If y'all want to rock some face mask gear, maybe during the draft, maybe during your rookie draft, whatever, or just out there in the world, it's in the description, y'all. Check it out. But have a great evening. Have a great rest of your week, and we will be back with you in the stream for everybody next Tuesday.
Tuesday before the draft. Yep. Have a good one, everybody.